yourself.
Let him follow up.
Yes. You yourself led a drive. You led a drive to remove a president who was constitutionally elected, to remove him from power before his mandate was due. You removed President Robert Gabriel Mugabe. Why can't you allow others, if they so wish, to do what you did?
The reason why President Mugabe had to be removed is very clear. Along the way, he had decided to create a dynasty out of this country. So he was moving with his own succession agenda outside the context of the Zimbabwe people. He had turned his house and his household into a courthouse of intrigue against the constitution of Zimbabwe. This is what then led to those who had put him in power originally, the war veterans. We know where Mugabe came from. We know how he got to that power. We made it possible. The Mugabe document, we made it possible. The war which was fought, we made it possible. He has no particular possession of the attributes of that war. He can't say it's my war. He couldn't say it's my war. But he was taking all those sacrifices of the people and turning it into a family dynasty. That's antithesis of the revolution. And worse, when the day of 2017 comes, his appointed Minister of Justice, Hepton Bonyongwe, decides to change the Zimbabwean army by imprisoning all the generals. Hitherto, they had been staying in their barracks, not unduly concerned about what was going on. But when dockets were signed for them to be removed because somebody was riding on the dynastic pretenses of Mugabe, of course, the people of Zimbabwe and their army united, because this country is born of the unity of the people of Zimbabwe and their army. And they said, we will not tolerate this nonsense. This is the reality. If you begin to subvert the state, yourself as head of state, and that's why there is a difference between President Mnangagwa saying, I'm a constitutionalist, I follow the constitution, from Mugabe saying, my wife becomes the new queen when I'm gone. You all saw it. She was even prepared to say his grave will rule, his ghost will rule from the grave. You all saw it. You saw it. What sane country tolerates that kind of nonsense? More so, a country which went through the pains of a terrible war to restore its identity. So there's no juxtaposition between President Mnangagwa, a constitutionalist, and Mugabe, a dynastic pretender. It's said, some people say, are we revising our view about Mugabe? No, we are not. We are being consistent as revolutionaries. When the time came that a leader is no longer serving the revolution, we removed them. And our people supported the war even when leaders were removed, because leaders had tried to become entitled to the revolution. We have been dispensing with such kind of leadership as the winnowing of the identity of the revolution of Zimbabwe. That's why we are where we are today. And whenever a leader becomes bigger than the revolution, we deal with him, because that is the tradition of ZANU-PF. That's what answers your question. Mnangagwa is a constitutionalist. Mugabe was a dynastic pretender towards the end of his career. Maybe he was always, but he never showed it. But the day he started showing it, the flags went up, the red flags. And in the end, we showed him who mattered. The people of Zimbabwe and their state apparatus matter much more than any individual. Because the people of Zimbabwe and their state apparatus, they are born of the crucible of the armed struggle, which made each family lose a member. Each family in Zimbabwe lost somebody from that generation. We cannot afford any deviations from the revolutionary traditions of ZANU-PF. I hope I answer your question.
Are there any other questions?